Underneath a thin veneer of mediocre platforming, decent combat, and at times off-putting story and surprisingly wonderful music lies a creepy and uncomfortable art style. This weird sexualization of characters who both look like and, by the game's end, appear to be minors, gnaws away at the very heart of what is an otherwise decent and relaxed take on the Metroidvania genre. This title features mostly female characters, rarely fully clothed, who often transform into giant monsters with massive swaying breasts. I don't have a slick intro into the main review, so yeah. This is the XboxEra review of Lost Ruins. Originally a Kickstarter from South Korean developer Altari Games and published by Dangan Entertainment, which is based out of Japan, Lost Ruins is described by the devs as a survival action game. I take that to mean that they feel that you will be required to constantly use menus to heal up, change out your spells, armor, and weaponry, and that by default it can be rather difficult because it's certainly not a survival game as defined by the West. I'd call this more of a pretty typical 2D action platformer with areas gated progression-wise by items that you'll find throughout your playthrough. You are the heroine. Her memory is gone, and her stomach is always showing no matter what angle she's shown from. You'll start viciously killing goblins before you meet up with a witch who wants to help you on your task to stop the summoning of the Dark Lady. It is the standard anime trope of a normal human being transported into a fantastical world with some amnesia thrown on top, and little to no clothing for any of those ladies involved. Best I can tell, as stated in the intro, no one here outside of perhaps the witch you meet, who is in fact more clothed than the rest, is close to out of their teens. You'll run into various zombies, demons, undead, ghosts, and more as you work your way through a grid-style series of rooms a la Symphony of the Night. It's standard fare with a mix of checkpoints and save hubs alongside teleporters that help you backtrack when you invariably find yourself stuck progression-wise. Combat itself consists of 2 weapon slots, 2 magic slots, a jump, though never a double jump, and a generous combat roll. You will come across an impressively wide variety of weapons, spells, and wearable items that allow you to hone a playstyle that suits the area and your preferred approach. There are also relic items, the first of which is a pair of striped panties decorated with yellow stains. Oy. I was ready to quit the game after those came up, and maybe I should have, because just typing that sentence renewed my frustration. You see, the boss that I defeated to get those panties, which for some reason gave me +1 in my inventory slot, belonged to someone whom it would appear to be is in their early to mid-teens at most. The non-stop perviness really killed any interest I had in the story, and I only pushed through the title more out of a sense of duty for this review than anything else. It's so much more of a shame because the game looks nice, the music is really great, and I did enjoy changing my gear setups to match the areas. That magic system feels far more powerful than the melee weapons once you have a few specific items, which allows you to do it far more often than you can beforehand. Most attacks from melee are really damn slow, and the enemies are not either. This did lead to a lot of frustration until I found a rather OP chain lightning magic setup that could kill most enemies in 1 or 2 hits. There are numerous difficulty options available though, the true ending itself being hidden either behind the hardest of these, or by you making sure you never open a single chest in your playthrough. After completing the main story once, you'll unlock 3 more modes, including one that greatly adds to the story, and gives a backstory that makes the sexualization of the characters all the worse. Technically, the game was fine. It's not complicated, nor is it really well balanced, but in my 5 hours beating it, I never once ran into a bug or a crash. At $20, the game is also overpriced. If you're a 14-year-old and it goes on sale, it might be worth spending an evening on, but not at more than $5 to $10 at most. I feel the need to restate just how darn good the music is, so if anything, just load up the soundtrack on YouTube and imagine this is a game that didn't make your skin crawl when you played it. In a very bouncy conclusion, Lost Ruins should be an okay game for fans of the genre. As it stands though, if you play this game and are okay with its art style, then as the Zoomers would say, that's sus. A fun gear system, rather nice graphics, and great music are massively let down by a paint-by-number, creepy-as-hell story. Technically, I might have been interested in what this dev can do in the future, but god damn, man, this game is gross. Thank you so much for watching, and if you can like, comment, and subscribe, but especially like, it is the lifeblood of the YouTube algorithm. And we'll see you here next time on XboxEra.